Hey guys, how's it going? Is this when I used to vlog pretty much one video a week? I used to say Sunday is vlog day, and so we're gonna have a couple videos today. This is first of three. I know I said two last night, but there's a third one that I gotta add. It's not about the T-Birds. So just to this is a WHL, just kind of summarizing what's been going on in the playoffs since I haven't talked about it, and since the T-Birds defeated the Silvertips in the playoffs. So we're going to see what happened around the league. But first, we got ourselves a couple of comments by a gentleman. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize. James Croter. So this is what he had to say on my last video in regards to not my last video, the game four recap. So James writes, how has it not been a competitive series? Every game has came down to the wire, dude. Game one, Seattle won by a goal. Game two, Seattle won 3-1 after trailing until the third, and didn't get the lead until about 7 minutes left. And game three went to OT, and Seattle didn't lead until they won it. This is a great series. No matter what happens, Seattle has to work their ass off to win. Go Tips. I responded to him, and his response was no problem. You're one of the few fans not being biased. I've been hearing a lot of fans saying they dominated us, which wasn't the case at all. Good luck. So thank you very much, James, for commenting on the videos. By the way, nice first name. Alrighty, so let's talk about the WHL playoffs. So we'll start with the Eastern Conference, just because I don't pay too much attention to the Eastern Conference. It's kind of like how I am with the Seahawks and Mariners. You know, I'll pay more attention to the league that my team plays in, and plus, there's a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference of the Western Hockey League that probably, unless you know Canadian geography, you probably have no idea where they are. So for starters, we'll start with the series that is still going on right now. We have the Medicine Hat Tigers against the Swift Current Broncos. That's in that series. The Medicine Hat Tigers lead the series 3-2, and Game 6 is tonight in Swift Current. If Swift Current wins, Game 7 will be on Tuesday in Medicine Hat, Alberta, and if Medicine Hat wins, then they will be finished. So that's what's going on. It's the last first-round playoff series. I'm glad that Seattle's not the last first-round playoff series like they were last year, where it's kind of like, well, if we win, it's great, but we don't have a lot of time off. So up next, we have the winner of that series will play the Kootenay Ice. The Kootenay Ice, for those of you who do not know, play in Cranbrook, British Columbia, which is if you're driving east, like if you go up to Vancouver and you kind of stay on that same line, it's on your way to Alberta. So they played the Calgary Hitmen and won 4-2. This series, the series for that is not. The series for that is not been announced when it's going to start. So we'll have to wait and see. The series that has been scheduled is the Brandon Wheat Kings versus the Edmonton Oil Kings. Brandon is in Manitoba. I'm pretty sure we all know that Edmonton is in Alberta. Brandon ended up sweeping the Regina Pats 4-0. Same thing can be said for the Edmonton Oil Kings. They defeated the Prince Albert Raiders 4-0. And the first game of that series will start on Thursday in Edmonton. Now let's go on to the Western Conference, where the Seattle Thunderbirds are going to continue to play. First off, the other semifinal series that will take place will be the Victoria Royals against the Portland Winterhawks. I was kind of rooting for Spokane to win against Victoria, because that means Seattle would play Victoria, and I think would have a better chance of advancing, because Kelowna is very good. So is Portland, by the way. But Victoria ended up sweeping the Spokane Chiefs. Fun fact about the Spokane Chiefs: they are known for breaking the Memorial Cup a couple years ago. I believe that was 2008 when they went all the way and won the big Junior Hockey League tournament, and then they ended up breaking the cup. So Victoria ends up beating Spokane 4-0. They will play the Portland Winterhawks, the 3-time defending Western Conference champions and defending Western Hockey League champions. Portland is incredibly good right now. Portland ended up taking down the Vancouver Giants 4-0. And the Seattle Thunderbirds, as we found out last night, took down the Everett Silvertips 4-1 and advanced in the playoffs, first time in a few years. They'll take on last year's opponent in the playoffs, the Kelowna Rockets, after the Kelowna Rockets defeated the Tri-City Americans 4-0. Excuse me, 4-1. Kelowna and Seattle played against each other last year, with Kelowna winning 4-3. So the winner of Kelowna versus Seattle will play Portland versus Vancouver. Portland versus Victoria, and the winner of that will go to the Western Hockey League Finals. So there's a little summary of what's going on in the Western Hockey League. Coming up next will be a preview of this series. We'll take a look at how Kelowna is doing in the playoffs, also in the league. We'll talk about last year's playoff series, and we'll go from there. So by the way, one other thing, the series between the Portland Winterhawks and the Victoria Royals will start on Friday in Portland, likely in the Rose Garden, since Portland plays in two arenas. They'll play their opening game on Friday. Seattle will play their first game on Thursday in Kelowna. They'll play Thursday, Saturday, and then Seattle will come home for a Tuesday, Wednesday game, and if necessary, Game 5 will be next Friday. Game 6 will be next Sunday, and then Game 7, if necessary, will be on a Tuesday in Kelowna 2 weeks from now. So, alrighty. Well, thanks again for watching. And coming up next will be the preview between the Seattle Thunderbirds and the Kelowna Rockets. Go Birds.